space on Twitter to support the genocide of Palestinians. Never said that. Very bizarre, sick behavior from someone. Probably.
Yehuda, just Emrose actually has blood on her hands for perpetuating a lie. It's disgusting.
I know, she's horrible. I don't see what she says.
Yehuda, if she supported the idea,
I agree.
she supported genocide, and she called me a Nazi, and basically she believes the entire land is occupied and should be liberated. It's like,
and she lives in Tel Aviv.
I don't know. Like, she lives in here. I don't know.
It's sort of the
Tel Aviv.
It's sort of the same performative altruism that you see from white liberals in America, where they try to advocate for the alleged human rights abuses for black people and all this kind of stuff.
It's
it's performative. It's performative.
It's not to feel like more superiority and.
I'll tell you why it is performative. She literally told me. She told me out of the blue. She didn't give a fuck Iranians being killed by the regime. So I told her, that's fine, Ambrose, but don't expect me to give a fuck about you either then. Your cause.
Listen. There's an argument to be made that I don't like the current government of Israel, but not for the reasons why other people don't like it. I don't like it because I have beliefs in the way Prime Minister could act. I'm almost 50 years old. Okay, I grew up as a nerd.
As a kid.
Yeah, Ken, בדיוק כזה. אני לא מדבר עברית, don't tell anybody.
אני לא מדבר עברית.
אני לא מדבר עברית, ski. But I don't prefer to speak in Hebrew. I prefer to speak in Hebrew.
And I envy the Ambrose because she can sit in Israel.
Let me just finish the thing. My point is, you can have opinions that I might deem awful, but you should qualify it. Like, I could say I don't like the Chicago Bulls. I know that's I don't watch basketball. I don't like it, don't care, can't play it well. But if I went into a space with people talking about basketball, I'm like, wow, Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan sucks. I'm like, what is my opinion worth? So I think people should be cognizant. Being born in Israel, being Israeli or living there does not give you some carte blanche to bullshit about Israel. I grew up with people like Abba Ibn. I read all his books in school. I grew up with the understanding of the region. It wasn't, something that was just made up. But we have a lot of people who like to, they call themselves Israeli. Good, you hate your country. I said to someone, a Jewish person on Twitter, I can't stand Emrose, she's a horrible person. Okay, maybe she is a horrible person, I don't know her. But I actually think the existence of people like Emrose actually prove who's right in this equation morally. The fact that people like Emrose can sit in Tel Aviv and shit all over the whole concept of the state of Israel proves one thing. Israel is the more moral society because they tolerate opinions that diverge from the status quo. Now, none of that can be said anywhere, not in the Palestinian Authority, not in Jordan, not in Egypt, not anywhere. So I think we should congratulate and we should lift up people like Emrose and say, see, we have people that are entitled to their opinions no matter how uneducated, no matter how ridiculous, no matter how bizarre, because we don't cut their heads off and we don't stone them for having shitty opinions. We say, okay, well, this guy's gone off the derech, this lady's gone off the derech. So her existence literally demonstrates the vitality, the forward-thinking nature of the state of Israel, because we don't murder people. We don't beat them forget murder. We don't even chastise them for their opinion. Like, we can say online, you're a horrible person, you support a terror group, you're kind of weird, because we have a higher standard that we adhere to. And the same cannot be said about her confrères. Confrères is French, means with brothers, it means brotherly love. Garbage person, garbage beliefs, but she's entitled to her shitty opinions. That's my argument.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing that you said, that I envy her that she can sit in the Israel and criticize the Israel and everything else that she's saying. I envy her. I wish I could do the same in the Iran.
I mean, saying that, don't underestimate how dangerous she is. Either, you know, Israel's losing this propaganda war, and
Hey, you know what? They're not. You know, let me tell you something. Let me break it down, Brett. From 1940, so from the 1880s up until 1947, do you know how much land was stolen by Jews and that they lived on? How many dunums? How many square centimeters?
They only purchased.
What do you mean? What
yeah, I don't think they.
Zero.
Yeah, I don't think they stole any.
The answer is zero. The answer is zero.
Oh, you're in the wrong view. Here we are. We know.
Yeah, no. The answer is no. A lot of people don't know. It's zero. So no land was stolen. No land was taken from anybody. There were, opportunists in the Arab world that sold shitty land in the Jezreel Valley and the Hula Valley, malarial-infested swamps, garbage land, non-arable. I grew up on a farm. I know what the land is like. They bought it. They worked it. A lot of Jews left. They couldn't hack it. A lot of Jews died.
Dunes that were not fertile, like many dunes they were, because it's like next to the entire coastline.
Yeah, it's all junk. Now, if they buy the land and then they declare a state with the recognition under the auspices of the international community, how on earth can someone who is a descendant of people who did that come on the internet or anywhere, the town square, and say, man, my country's illegitimate? What are you talking about? Then get your ass up and leave. Go and move wherever you want in the world. Find refugees. Move to Saudi Arabia. Move to Kuwait. But don't stay there.
Her excuse is that she wants to fight it from the inside. She wants to take advantage of her privilege of basically crumbling the state from within. Via Knesset, of course, no, but this is like her reasoning. Staying in Israel, this is how she's kind of like enjoying the cake and, how do you call it, eat the cake and keep it whole. So she
That's no different than the American left.
No, it is different. It is different because the American left aren't indigenous Native Americans, but Jews are indigenous to Israel. So it's doubly.
No, I think it means. No, but I think it means those that are saying America is this and this is a horrible place to eat, but stay there.
Yeah. No, they're saying it's stolen land. America is a horrible country, but they don't live.
She's messaging me here, Olive and Spencer. I don't know who Olive is, but I know it's John Spencer. She hates John Spencer. She doesn't like the fact that a sophisticated military expert doesn't think that a genocide did not happen. Over. That's it. I mean, if you're dumb enough to, imagine being so, what kind of Stockholm syndrome is it? If you believed what a fucking group of people that murdered, first of all, my family member, and murder their own people, and rape women, and burn them alive, and you're like, I think I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. You have to be all sorts of fucked up to that.
It's a resistance. It's a resistance. I have a right to resist.
I'm sorry to say, for the sad tragedy of the October 7th victims, this is how they thought and this is what they got. That niceness, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. This is what happened to the October 7th victims.
Well, I didn't say give them
the same arm that fed them, bit them. And
Emrose knows that, Rafi, and she's still backs her.
Again, so that they don't learn their lesson until it happens to them. Let it happen to them. Simple as that. It's just a matter of time. Trust me, we have a God, and again, God's will, everything goes the way it should be going, guys.
Well,
If the Muslims believe in God, the Jews believe in God, everything that Allah's doing is
Exactly.
for a purpose.
It's Allah's will.
Allah wants the Muslims dead. The Muslims need to understand, because they're clearly not getting what they want with the Jews and the Israel. Because if Allah wanted it and Allah was so great, He would have given it to them.
It's a bit upsetting what Allah wanted with Gaza. Though, when you look at Gaza, why would Allah want that with Gaza?
Because they're not biased enough.
So I say the people that support the Gazans, they all have blood on their hand. Every single person that pushes that resistance. Yes. That tells them, good job, resist, do this, do that. every single cocksucker has blood on their hands.
Yes.
Because you're basically, you're gonna go kill one fucking Jew, 10 Muslims are gonna die. You know this is what's gonna happen. So what are you fucking pushing for? For your propaganda war?
I would respect Em if she went and armed herself and went up against the ADF. I would respect her more instead of pushing other people's children to resist against the occupying army. I mean, what the fuck?
Excuse me, Brett. How can she go down to Dizengoff and have a cafe chocolato mochaccino if she did that? That's ridiculous, Brett. You're not.
That's true. I'm sorry. I apologize.
They can do whatever they want.
Do you think
it's a
God wants
minority group that people laugh at? Pardon?
Do you think God wants everyone dead, or do you think God wants peace?
God wants peace, and God don't want Israel.
Hold on.
That's
God wants peace, but when you push a resistance is violence. And violence is not what God wants.
That's not resistance. So I said this to Rachel yesterday.
So, like, Ben, you're going to try to sacrifice a goat?
Yeah, okay. Enough with the goat and Ben Gavir. You can blame, who you can blame for Ben Gavir? Emrose. People like Emrose.
Are you going to justify those actions?
Are you listening? Do you speak English? Or am I speaking
I hear
Mandarin?
you well enough. I hear you on X all of the time. I
All right, so
Come on, guys. Brendan will come back in the room if we keep doing that. Just one at a time.
just one at a time, please.
What I'm saying to you is the same terrorist supporters blame terrorism on Israel, saying if Israel didn't exist, there'd be no Hamas. Oh wow! So if Jews don't live, Hamas wouldn't exist. Well, that's not a tenable equation. Okay,
That's actually the equation.
Yeah, that is the equation. Like, what people don't understand, if you don't understand the Jewish experience in the Arab world, you have no business speaking. You should shut the fuck up. Honestly.
There is no Jew experience in the Arab world.
No, the
They're
Jewish
just an
experience
outsider.
previously.
Okay,
I'm
when
saying,
it's time.
yeah.
No,
So
come on.
when Jews lived in the Arab world, the treatment that Jews always had was obedience, is one of subservience. It wasn't one of.
Jews don't belong in Arab world.
Who's talking? Why are you?
I'm talking.
The Jews have their own state.
I'm talking.
You're
Yeah.
not talking.
Wait,
No, I'm talking. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
no one
talking.
cares.
Yeah, I congratulate.
Yeah.
You will be quiet. What do you mean Jews do not belong in the Arab world? What makes you think that Israel is is in the Arab world?
Hold on, Glow. We're not engaging with her right now. And you don't slander playing it, and I teach her how Allah does it. She opens up her fucking mic. I will treat her like Allah would treat a woman. So it's fine. You don't finish your fucking sentence. I'm sorry that you were interrupted.
No worries.
After that, Yolo will go and she'll talk. She's not gonna tell me she's talking in my fucking room.
Thank you. Yeah, so for the Jewish experience in the Arab world, if one wants to understand the condition that Israel faces today, you have to understand the experience of the Jews, of the Mizrahim, the Sephardim. Jews have always been, we've been very careful to not go too far, not be too loud, God forbid. But the difference is this: in the Christian world, Europe, Christian Europe did stuff. There was emancipation, things changed. Humanity flourished. The Enlightenment occurred. Science progressed. Now, unfortunately, in other parts of the world, that did not happen. So it's very bizarre and rich for someone to talk about the golden age of Al-Andalus. Cool story. There's no similarity in the Middle East 100 years ago, 50 years ago, today. And so if you want to brag about the fact that Jews were subjugated in the Arab world as if that's a fucking win for you, it's not a win for you. That's why these countries can't produce a light bulb. They have oil. That's how they get things, because they have things in the ground that other people dug up for them and processed. The Germans, the French, the Americans, the British. So I think you should kind of stay in your lane, be very happy you're sitting on oil, but you're not someone special. You haven't done anything. You haven't contributed to the advancement of humanity. And now she's gone.
She's gone.
It's too bad.
She's gone.
Fine, she heard what she needed to hear, and she understood.
Well, I'll just say, like, as much as I come in here passionate, like, I don't speak like that, and I've got to say, like, I've got a lot of respect and appreciation for all of you that actually get subject to that sort of bullshit. on a regular basis. Like, I hear people come into these rooms and try to think like they know what the fuck's going on. They don't know what the fuck's going on. A lot of what they share is their own neurotic, fucking shit that's inside of them while they're having an opinion about a conflict that's happening in the world. And that's what we just heard, was a person's own neurotic shit come out in their opinion about a conflict that's happening in the globe. And so I just had to take that time to say whoever was speaking before had no idea what the heck they're talking about anyways. And I can't believe how often you all have to listen to people that know fucking nothing about the conflict, fucking nothing about the cultures, and all that you have to hear is their own neurotic fucking bullshit come out of their phone.
That's 99.9% of people.
I'm just curious who you were reframing that. Was that towards
Yola? No, Yola.
Oh, got it.
No, absolutely not. Yehuda, by the way, it's actually an honor to be able to speak with you. I listened to you quite a bit since the conflict ever started, and even I was paying attention to Ukraine as well, and you were quite prominent in those rooms. I enjoy listening to you speak. I just want you to know
so
that.
much. I appreciate it. No, I'm new to Clubhouse, and I'm happy to be here. Rafi, you're a great moderator. Glow, Daniel, Brett, some really nice people here. I like it better than Twitter. Twitter has turned into like a real cesspool.
Clubhouse turns into a cesspool. People move to Twitter, so Clubhouse was once a cesspool. Everybody moved to Twitter. Now I'm noticing a lot of people
but I noticed
Twitter back to Club.
Yeah, and I wasn't on Club. I made an account a couple of years ago. One of the volunteers told me to, and we did a space, and then I never logged in again. But I mean, in Twitter, it's like now it's like I'm talking to people who are like, no, I'm pretty sure Jews drink the blood of babies, and it's like the level of stupidity is so high that I just can't really
YouTube,
adjust
you
to
need
it.
to know that this is a social audio space. I'm a politician and a journalist. Statements like that are referring to other platforms. Nobody made that statement in an affirmative.
And I appreciate that.
So if I have to appeal this video, please watch and listen to the full context of the conversation.
The actual person for who he is, attack them with points. Again, you're gonna act stupid, disrupt the stage, you're out. Simple as that. This is a fucking normal conversation for grown-ass people. You guys want to be retarded? Have retarded conversations. This is not part of it.
Can we discuss Epstein? May we discuss?
Point is making an appearance. Cappuccino has arrived. Hi, everybody.
I was surprised because at first, for the first 30 minutes, I didn't know, believe it or not, didn't know what side you were on because you were so cool with everybody. And I thought that actually says a lot about you and your ability to moderate. So I normally have, because of the years, I got online in 2022, and I kind of lost my patience for people that were ridiculous, you know?
No,
but
all the rooms became echo chambers on Clubhouse, and it became fucking
fair enough.
to listen to.
Fair enough. No, but I mean, like, I was trying to be nice because I thought Buttercup was your friend or something.
No, I modder up for a reason why I want the other side to feel safe to come in, so they.
Well, that's and I noticed that. I noticed that after, but the point is, every time I made a point, I was told that my point was too old. Okay, so you want to talk about a conflict that isn't 5 days old, right? It's 100 years old, you know, and that the person didn't want to do it. But the fact that you let her speak, I thought, I wouldn't have let her spoke that long, but I think you're a better man than I am, right? But I think it's instructive for the audience. I think if the audience is listening, that's really good, because she kind of hangs herself with the rope, right?
Yeah, I let her land her plane at the end of the day, too.
No, it was totally cool. But what I was saying about the situation of Jews at the airport, like, I grew up with a family member who's married into a Lebanese family in New York. Okay, Lebanese Jews, and the great uncle of mine, I mean, he was much older than his wife, and he was quite old. And I remember at Pesach, he would always talk about his experiences and how his dad was kidnapped during the civil war in Lebanon. And he's a religious Jewish guy, like a Mizrahi religious Jewish guy, not like a black hat guy, but he was, you know, he bought his own synagogue, like he endowed a synagogue in his own name. A very classy guy. And every Pesach, you know, he would listen, you know, Chol Pesach, he would listen to Lebanese music from the 60s, and he would almost not cry, but pine. He would be very reminiscent of how beautiful Beirut was for Jews back then. And I always thought to myself, why do you even care, right? Like, why would you? But for him, that was his history, that was his past. And so when this individual came up and said Jews don't belong in the Arab world, it's like, are you sure? Because I think her attitude doesn't belong in the Arab world, right? Jews are an integral part. Like the Britney Spears of Egypt in the 30s and 40s was a Jewish woman. You know what I mean? Like the Jews are a part of that world, and yet now we're told that we're, colonial, invaders from Norway or something. And it's just so bizarre to me. Anyway, thank you.
You know what? I've got a question for you because I've been listening to you for so long. I've always paid attention to this connection with like these autocratic dictators like Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, and it seems like they're all working together, right? Like the IRGC, Xi Jinping,
100%.
Vladimir Putin. Okay, cool. So it's just interesting, like over the course of years since the conflict, how well their propaganda machine has actually taken place in the minds of people that we have to listen to. So I just was curious about your thoughts. You saw that connection. Obviously you do. I'll just be quiet now. Thanks for being here. I've learned a lot from you over the years.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it. I didn't know I was doing that, and I appreciate the compliment. Yeah, no, my angle is this. I'm an Italian Jew that grew up in Canada, with Mizrahi roots and South North African roots, and I got a really cool experience. Like, I was the kind of person that growing up, the Jews I grew up with didn't even know what Sephardi or Mizrahi Jews were, so it was kind of like, an honorary, Ashki. And I kind of learned to appreciate the other side. So in my mind, I always thought, look at the other side, right? Like, imagine you're in their shoes. What would you think? What would you say? And why would you think it, right? So that's what gave me kind of an openness to understand the Arab side of the conflict, right? But when it comes to anti-Semitism, if you study the history of it in the last 150 years, what a lot of people aren't aware of is one of the most telling, hallmarks of anti-Semitism originated in Tsarist Russia in the late 1800s, and it originated with a false document called the Protocols of the Elders of Zion. And it was created by the Tsarist secret police of the King of Russia. And it was literally plagiarized from a French novel that talked about a group of people trying to take over the world. Now, the French novel had nothing to do with Jews, but it was a fiction book, like Lord of the Rings or something. But the Russians turned it into a manifesto, and they swapped out the antagonist for Jews, and they pushed it. Now, they did it to subjugate their own population, to make people feel the reason why they're starving to death is because the Jews, not because the Tsarist Russians were taxing their people to death. And that manifesto, the Protocols of the Elders of Zion, found its way to Hitler and other weirdos who propagated it. Now, place in the world where the Protocols of the Elders of Zion exists are in the minds of gripers and neo-Nazis in America, and pretty much the Arab world. So, there are probably 50,000 PhDs throughout the Arab world who've done their PhDs on the Protocols of the Elders of Zion. It's not a joke, it's real. So it's a fictitious book made by the Tsarist Russians, now used by people to inculcate a population to hate Jews. Now, why this is problematic, for obvious reasons, is if you teach a generation to believe that there's a minority group whose sole purpose is to subjugate and starve you, you're going to be racist, right? And that's exactly the condition we're in. So the Russian regime, under Vladimir Putin, is a reinvigoration of the Soviet regime, which was a reinvigoration of the Tsarist regime under a different color. And the reason why they do it, and this is not controversial, they can't beat America. The Soviet Union could not beat the United States. It's just fact. The Arab nations who were, supported by the Soviet Union could not beat Israel. The Israelis had gumption. They had gusto to survive, and they survived. So what they decided in the 60s, around 61, 62, 63, 64, that we can destroy them by destroying their societies. We're going to tell their societies, we're going to put information out that, America is a drug haven and a really immoral society, that the Soviet Union is a family-based thing, and that's their goal. Their goal is to destroy the West internally by promoting people like Emrose, by promoting people who say dumb stuff about the West. The West isn't perfect. We get it. Is there corruption? Sure. Humans are corrupt. It's not a new thing. But is it supremely better than regimes that have presidents for 30 years? How many presidents of the United States has Vladimir Putin met? And why is that problematic? Right? None of us here, at least I hope, don't think we're the smartest person in the room all the time. We don't think we're the best at anything. I'm not smart enough to be a prime minister. And I wouldn't think I would be smart enough to be a prime minister for more than 4 years or 5 years, because there's someone smarter than me waiting in the wings. But these repressive regimes, whether they be Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, they have I call it a political culture. The political culture is that you need a strong man to do things to protect the people. And people will trade their freedoms and their rights for security or stability. Now, it works as long as the regime does stuff to promote and support the condition of their citizens. The Soviet Union was able to do it to a point where they couldn't even give people bread. And I grew up in Canada, for the most part, where I met a lot of Russian Jews. And there was a grand total of 0 Russian Jews who said, oh my God, I wish, I can't wait to go back to Moscow or St. Petersburg one day. Life was so grand. They might appreciate Tchaikovsky, Nutcracker, fucking ballets and art, but there's no way that they wanted to go back there because it was palpably a shithole compared to the West, right? And this is something that the champagne socialists don't understand. They think, oh my God, it's equality, down with the bourgeoisie and blah, blah, blah. None of it's true. And so I once, and I'll land with this, I once had an occasion to speak with a friend of mine who was a girl, and I met her, and I thought she was pretty, and then we had a big argument on the first date, and I said to her, well, socialism isn't bad. What I mean by socialism, I meant like social medicine, insurance, stuff like that. But being a Russian Jewess, she was like, no, it's horrible. My family has suffered immeasurably by communism. And I learned to appreciate the fact that the root of all anti-Semitism in the modern world, for whatever reason, has come from Russia. It's come from Moscow. And they've pushed it through everywhere. And I'll add one thing. Sergei Lavrov, the Armenian-descended foreign minister of the Russian Federation, said on an Italian TV show in June of 2022, he was asked by the host, why do you keep saying that Ukraine is a Nazi state? It has a Jewish president. It has a Jewish defense minister. And Sergei Lavrov, who should know better, who does know better, said, without skipping a beat, he said, everyone knows the biggest anti-Semites are Jews. Hitler was Jewish himself. And this is when I said to myself, and the reason why, to the individual who just spoke to me, dude, you said, you heard me go off on it. I said to myself, you know what? I said, the Russia do something against Israel. Give it time. They will not be able to win in Ukraine because they're junk. And they're going to export their warfare and terror to the Middle East. My initial thought was they would actually pull the reins off of the terror groups in Syria to attack Israel. I didn't know that they would embolden Hamas to commit the largest genocide of the Jews since World War II, and they did. And there's a man in Israel, Likud senior party member, named Amit Weitman, and he said in an interview with Russia Today, I think in 2023, and he was admonished for it by the Likud, he said, don't worry, we know you did it. We know you did, and we will make sure Ukraine wins. And we will let you know we are coming for you. And he's a French Jew, and I think it was one of the most proud moments I've ever had, hearing an Israeli official literally call out Russian propaganda and say, we know Hamas did what they did because you gave the green light. You wanted to detract attention away to your stupid garbage war in Ukraine, and you exported this to Iran and Hamas because you wanted to change the world's focus. So yes, I do believe that there's an axis of evil, just like Ronald Reagan said. There's an axis of evil. It originates in Moscow. and they are doing their best to use Jews as a weapon to try to dominate the world, but they can't because their culture, political culture, sucks. They're not sophisticated as they say, and I've spoken too long. Thanks.
That was great. Wow. By the way, George W. met with Putin 28 times during his presidency.
And he was tricked every time.
Yeah.
I thought that,
But he talked about how Putin would try to have a bigger dog than his dog, and he played a lot of games with him, but he definitely met him 28 times. He makes a point when he does speeches now to talk about it. But it's so great what you just said. I mean, and you think about the Bolsheviks and how Lenin kind of created them through the Mensheviks, and Hitler basically did the same thing through the Thule Society, and the Muslim Brotherhood is taking this same kind of this philosophy that they have through the Islamic communities and into Western societies and countries, and they're all using the same playbook.
What's actually interesting?
Bolshevism, Nazism, Muslim Brotherhood, they're all created and they're incepted in the same era. Yeah, I mean, there it is.
Sorry, I gotta imagine. I'm new to Clubhouse. Someone said Yehuda's not Jewish. Okay.
Sorry.
What does that mean?
Just ignore it. You just have some people that have nothing else to do but write odd things in chats.
Oh, it's a chat. It's not to me. Okay, sorry. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
It's okay. They can come.
But you're so spot on about it. But and those philosophies are all similar. They're all birthed around the same time.
The philosophy, though, is that you supported Donald Trump, and he's heavily influenced from a philosopher out of Russia. Actually, Alexander Dugin has probably manipulated Donald Trump quite a bit, and a lot of MAGA folks, if you actually look into his philosophy. So,
how do you know Trump is?
Alexander Dugin wanted Donald Trump to win.
Has Trump quoted him? Has Trump said that?
No, yeah.
How do you know? Where does that come from? I didn't know that.
In other words, Donald Trump has directly repeated things that Alexander Dugin has put forth.
Has he mentioned his name?
I don't
not
think
by
so.
name, not that obvious.
So, dude, listen. Alexander Dugin is a horrible human being. I agree with you 100%. However, even with Putin, Alexander Dugin is like a Tucker Carlson to him. So, I get it. I think that a broken clock is right twice a day. I don't think that. I mean, listen. I'm more concerned about people around Trump, like J.D. Vance and the people that don't like J.D. Vance himself. I think that's problematic, but I'm not sure. I agree with you. Alexander Dugin's super bad. A really weird, Alexander Dugin is like the bad guy in a movie. Like the things he says about the world. Like, Soviet Union wings resurgence. West is decadent. He's a dinosaur, right? In terms of political philosophy, but I think he's a bit of a boogeyman, to be honest with you. He's not as important as some people think. That's my take on it.
And also, his inner circle of his friends and who's influenced him. I mean, and who's in his Mar-a-Lago crowd and who was his crowd in New York. I mean, there's just different influences. There's people like George Klein in New York. And Whitcock, by the way, was his buddy, and I mean, some of these people have had influence on him.
Who was his buddy?
So was Howard Lutnick, Abby.
Yeah, Howard Lutnick too, but George Klein is a fabulous man.
Can you enlighten me? Did you say Dugin and Whitcock are friends? No way.
No, I said with Trump and Trump's circle and who he's surrounded himself with over the years and who's been in his or on his radar. I mean, it's to say everything about him that comes from a guy named Dugin, you're discounting all the other people that have greatly influenced him. I mean, so dude, I knew him. I worked for him and knew him when he was in the gaming industry, and and what his philosophies were, and how he and his brother Robert and his wife then ran his properties and ran his empire then, and what his influences were. I mean, he was influenced greatly by a lawyer, Nick Ribis. I mean, there were just certain people around him that were business people that influenced him, and also from the New York real estate world. But I don't think it's that deep that you can ascribe it to a philosopher that that he's so reliant on. I just don't think that's the case.
I would say reliant. I would just say like influenced.
How about indirectly too? Indirectly.
And but like let's not. I wanted to ask one more question because of your accent, and I was announced this beforehand. I took particular interest to somebody traveling. You might know who I'm talking about. Quite late in his life, before he died, recently, Henry Kissinger. What do you have to say about Henry Kissinger and his decisions throughout his life and how it impacted him?
He's brilliant. He's brilliant.
Oh, sorry. Abby?
Yeah, I'm just saying he was brilliant. I mean, you could like or not like what he did, but he was absolutely... Dr. Kissinger was one of the most brilliant minds we've had in the U.S. government. Like what he did or not. No, he's a Dr. Strangelove. Did you see the movie Golda? And the whole exchange he had?
Yes, that was great.
Wasn't that great, Norm? I mean, he was brilliant.
By opening up China, we defeated
This is Chicago mayoral candidate John Kitover. I'm in a podcast right now called Who is the Powerhouse in the Middle East? You're about to hear from Jewish Americans and Israeli soldiers about the security crisis in the Middle East and in America. Here in Chicago, we have a financial crisis. The city is $100 billion in debt. The state of Illinois is $200 billion in debt. Brandon Johnson is a liar and a fraud. Alexei Giannopoulos killed Katie and Chloe and committed $400 million in bank fraud at Parkway Bank. And Susan Mendoza is a communist pension parasite. I need your like, your share, and your comment. And I need you to go to ChicagoMayorVote.com right now. Click the link above.
On his approach to Kissinger had to do with Vietnam mostly, and I'm not an American, nor do I, know much about Vietnam, so I won't speak about it. But I am interested in Israel, and I think that for those who say Jews are traitorous or they're not loyal to the countries, I think Henry Kissinger is a perfect example of a U.S. diplomat, the top diplomat. In fact, before Marco Rubio, he was the only U.S. diplomat that was both the Secretary of State and a senior national security advisor, which is unique and inappropriate at the same time. He was supremely concerned with the success of the United States, even if it meant Israel suffered. So why Kissinger is interesting to me, and again, I can't speak to anything about Vietnam. I literally know that
I have to put on the AC. We got this Chicago heat wave. It's so racist.
When it comes to Israel in '73,
the heat can be racist.
There's a great documentary. I think it's called "The 50 Years War: Arabs in Israel in the 50 Years War." It's on. I think it's a PBS documentary. If you haven't watched it, you're missing out. It's a great documentary.
Racist in the sense that you can't afford ComEd, and ComEd tells you to turn your electricity off because there's too much strain on the power grid. That's racist.
Reporters and whatnot, and then they interview Kissinger, and so basically, Kissinger was quite a fortune teller. He knew that the only way the Egyptians would ever make peace with Israel is if the Egyptians had some kind of Pyrrhic victory, some tangential, success, and that would placate them in order to change faith. That's exactly correct. And they interviewed Marvin Kalb, K-A-L-B.
Oh, he was
well-known advisor at Times, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it means dog, but anyway, it's kind of awkward. And then,
Not in
Tayyip
English.
in Hebrew. I mean in Arabic, sorry. Kalb. Anyway, I know he's not an Arab, it's just funny because it was an Arab-Israeli conflict. So Marvin Kalb was interviewed by the producers, and he said, and Henry Kissinger said, when Israel needs to get its nose bloodied. And then I think they interviewed someone else who said the same thing. And then they interviewed Kissinger, and he goes, I never said Israel needs to get its nose bloodied. And you know he did, right? Because he is quite an effective communicator. But he knew that if, in fact, Egypt could declare some form of victory in the Suez, that would, allow... Sorry, well, no, after the Suez Canal, when the Egyptians crossed.
73 was... Yeah, they didn't have a...
These are norms, right? I'm talking about 73, when they crossed the Suez Canal with the firehouses.
That victory in the Suez is a victory in the Sinai.
You trying to fact correct him is hilarious.
Yeah. The Suez Canal... The Suez Canal was the demarcation line between Israel and Egypt. So when the Egyptians crossed the Suez Canal, quote unquote, into the Sinai, that was the victory of Egypt.
Suez, that's all. I didn't want people to misunderstand. You misspoke. That's all.
No, I didn't misspeak. The Suez. When I say the Suez, I'm referring to the canal. I'm not talking about the city. I'm talking about the canal. So, as I said, he had the foresight to recognize the Egyptians needed some form of victory. So the crossing of the Suez, meaning the canal, because it's not a place. Well, there's Suez City, but that's not what we're talking about. This is what was required. When Golda Meir turned the heat up and said, if we do not get resupply whilst the Soviets resupply the Egyptians and Syrians, God forbid we deploy a nuclear weapon. And that's when the Americans turned the taps on, and Israeli losses were replenished by the Americans, and they moved forward. So, with respect to the Middle East only, again, I'm not even a lay reader of Southeast Asia, but with respect to the Middle East, Kissinger did get it right. And when I was older and I read his books, and I realized just how much he hates them for Vietnam and Asia. It did not detract from the fact that he nailed it in the Middle East, and that's where we're at.
He nailed it with China. He nailed it with starting this all talks.
Again, I'm not. You can speak. I can't. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't want to speak to something I'm not really knowledgeable about.
Abby, are you talking about Nixon?
No, well, it's part of the Nixon administration. We're talking about Kissinger. And
Kissinger was brilliant.
That was my
biggest comment. Okay.
All right, everybody. I want to thank you for coming here to Chicago Mayor Vote, but I need you to go to ChicagoMayorVote.com right now, because on February 23rd, 2027, I need your vote. I'm the Spencer Pratt of Chicago, and I need you to go to ChicagoMayorVote.com right now. I need you to follow me on X at John Kitover _ I need you to follow me at Chicago Mayor Vote.
That was a huge move.
Thank you for listening to this brief 7-minute video. Like the video, share the video, and let's liberate Chicago. Day number 1. We're going to cut property taxes 25% at a minimum for all homeowners in Chicago through home rule and mayoral decree. We will liberate ourselves from the Chicago Teachers Union, a mafia parasite organization sucking at the blood of homeowners in Chicago with inadequate schools, horrible curriculum, and communist indoctrination.
And then Ariel Sharon went behind them and encircled the Third Army. Just listen. Ariel Sharon went behind them and encircled them.
Hit that like button right now.
When did Ariel Sharon do that?
In the 73 war.
What day?
I don't remember the day. Why would the day matter?
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't have... Well, wait, no, I'm going to finish what I have to say.
You said you can't correct me. You don't know.
Yes, I did correct you because you said it was Suez.
The Suez Canal was down to Egypt. The Egyptians crossed the Suez Canal.
Yes, and they got encircled by Israel.
What was... Hey, Ellie, what was the name?
Who's Ellie? My name is Norm.
It says L.
Norma.
means
Okay, well, it says EL. Sorry, I can't see so well. Forgive me. What was the name of the Israeli fortification they attacked after they crossed the Suez Canal?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm telling you what I'm correcting.
Right, because I'm just
It's called the Barlow line. Okay, so do me a favor. Don't tell me you came to correct me.
I did.
No idea about the
I did. Not only did I come to...
Come on, guys. El Noma's a nice guy,
We heard you. I'm just telling you what happened. The Egyptian army crossed the Suez. Ariel Sharon then in a...
No, that's not what happened.
Yes, it's exactly what happened.
That's not what happened.
No, okay. No, we heard you. You can disagree with me.
I can't agree on facts.
Okay, great. So you'll wait till
the end of the
Allow El Noma to speak, Yehuda. Allow El Noma to speak.
You will wait till I'm finished, and then you can disagree with me. The Egyptian army foolishly crossed the Suez, well, maybe not foolishly, I don't know, crossed the Suez Canal into the Sinai, not into the Suez. And subsequently, Ariel Sharon, slow down.
I'm not going fast. I'm saying I didn't say
Okay. Slow down means shut up until I finish, please.
All right, have a great day.
Okay. So the Egyptian army crossed the Suez Canal into the Sinai, and Ariel Sharon... Okay, great, you can leave. Ariel Sharon encircled the Egyptian and threatened to slaughter 30,000 Egyptian troops, and that's what it ended. So to say that they saved face by crossing the Suez Canal, I don't know. But the end of the war was when Ariel Sharon encircled them, which was a really bold move, went behind them, and threatened to slaughter all of them, and that's when the Egyptian came. I wanted to say. And this was not Israel, this was in the Sinai.
I like and respect Yehuda, and I sat here and listened to Yehuda for a very long time. I'm very disappointed that he didn't allow Noma to finish, even if he did disagree. I find that very, very strange, and I do respect Yehuda.
Norm has this habit of triggering people, even me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Norm will occasionally do things that make people do things that are weird and sometimes out of character.
I can't make anybody do anything.
I'm not saying you made people do it. I'm saying your words sometimes make people get out of sorts. That's all I'm saying.
Projection says what?
That's not a you thing.
Projection says what?
Sometimes what you say makes them get out of sorts.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
I was just describing the blow that won the 1973 war after the surprise attack by the Egyptians across the Suez Canal into the Sinai. And by the way, they told Ariel, or Arik Sharon, the lion, Ariel's lion, not to do it. He went ahead and did it anyway, and it made him one of the most daring military leaders in Israeli history, maybe in world history.
If it'll help, if you see the movie Golda, a lot of it's chronicled in that movie. Yeah. They describe the battle. They describe how the Israelis were losing that war.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a bad attack, and how they turned it around. But he turned it around, defying basically what he was told to do. He did it.
You're right. He's unbelievable. And simultaneously, we were losing against the Syrian tank offensive in the Golan Heights. It was really scary. I mean, I think it was we had a handful of tanks compared to their dozens. I don't remember the exact numbers. And we lost a lot of...
when it was down to one.
I mean, it's just breathtaking. We lost a lot of guys in tanks. It was really horrible. That's a bad way to go.
There's also a TV series about that war. I'm trying to remember the name.
Valley of Tears. That's the
Valley of Tears. Yes.
That's a brilliant. I remember seeing that.
Isn't that brilliant? It was wonderful.
Sad, but yeah.
Mm.
I like Israeli series.
Really don't love them. They mastered the form. I like the fact that it was an autistic kid who was looking at the numbers and saying something isn't right here. Everybody was off for Yom Kippur. He's the one that spotted the tanks coming across the border from Syria.
That's sad. I forgot about that. Yeah.
There's this one mountain. It's like a hill, kind of quasi mountain. That's right. It's in the Golan, but basically, when you go to see it, I had a guy explain this, that they really didn't, that they ran out of tanks and they ran out of jeeps, and they would go up the mountain and come down with their lights on, as if they had, they had the firepower, and then come down, turn the lights off, circle back around, go back up the mountain, and come down again, to try to give the impression that they had more tanks than they actually. It's a lot of ingenuity to try to fool the Syrian.
You got a show on the radio,
guys, Abby, and when you meet them, you don't even know what to say to them. It's like the people who fought these wars, including kibbutzniks, like they didn't even have any real material gain. They were just fighting for Israel out of pure love of Israel. It's just so moving. I erected a sukkah this year, well, I guess it was last year, with a guy who commanded a tank in the '67 war. And I was just so in awe of him. And he's from the kibbutz where, this is how we got to talking. He's from Adele's kibbutz.
Oh.
In
Urim.
Yep. Yeah, Urim. Exactly. And I showed him pictures. That's my kibbutz. I showed him a picture of Adele and I.
And all I think about is that sukkah is a word in Russian. And when you erected one, I was like, okay, normal.
Wait, what's going on here? You get another Daniel move on me? What just happened?
Abby, can you invite Yehuda?
Sure.
Rafi, what is sukkah? Rafi's here.
I'm saying a sukkah.
Yeah, Rafi, in Russian, what is sukkah?
Sukkah?
No, sukkah blood.
Блядь, пиздец. Нет.
What are you all doing for the 4th?
What's happening on the 4th? Why is the 4th important? Is that Australia Day?
Kind of the same thing I do on my 3rd.
I was
This is John Kitover, Chicago mayoral candidate,
July 1st,
February 23rd,
and it's
2027.
Communist
I
Day.
need your vote. I'm the Spencer Pratt of Chicago,
they
fighting to liberate
fireworks and
Chicago
I
from
never
the
knew about that
pluralists,
before.
the progressives, the Democrat, communist, fascist, lying thieves.
Well,
Like this
dream
video,
was to have
subscribe to this account,
the World
go
Cup
to John
game,
Kitover
the
on
semifinals,
Instagram,
have
go to
the US
ChicagoMayorVote.com.
play England
I
on the
need your
4th
signature
in
on the
Philly,
petition
but
to
they're
liberate
different
Chicago.
tracks, so
Like,
they
share,
won't
and
be playing
comment
each other.
to this video. I'm on a podcast right now. We're talking about America, 4th of July, the 250-year celebration, liberty, justice, and law.
That would be awesome. That'd be awesome for America to play on the 4th. I would definitely watch that. I don't think they're going to go any further regardless of who they play. I'm sorry to say it.
I mean, they showed a lot of heart with the red card. I don't really understand the game enough. There's so much that is completely different than how we play sports. But
They are, sorry, Abby. They're playing 7th of July against Belgium.
not till the 7th.
Yes, 7th of July. I think they
Against-
have a chance against Belgium.
Who's
Against
playing?
who, sorry?
Who's playing on the 4th in Philly? What teams do you know?
Who they playing?
not
I didn't.
sure.
I didn't hear you, CJ. Who they playing?
Belgium.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that's going to be a struggle.
You
I
know,
don't think there's, tomorrow is,
There's Saturday
Yeah,
night.
sorry.
There's a game in Philly Saturday.
Tomorrow, Australia versus Egypt, guys. Come on.
Hey, Brett, you know what's great?
Okay.
Egypt's out. Iran is out. Iraq is out. That only leaves England as the only Muslim country left.
But Egypt's in. Australia.
No, they're out. They're not gonna.
No, they're playing Australia.
Yeah, but they can't win.
Well, thank you. I appreciate your confidence.
No, Egypt can't win. Even if they win that game, I thought they couldn't progress.
What are you talking about? It's the round of 32, dude.
I thought it was
Egypt's no. Egypt's playing Australia. The winner goes through
Okay,
to the
work
round
with me on the joke, okay?
Sorry, dude.
Australia and Egypt are not on 4th of July, by the way. So
Tonight.
Who's playing on? I could have sworn there's a game on the 4th at the link.
Okay, there is 3 matches. Colombia against Ghana. That's all on 4th of July. Colombia against
So
Ghana.
Ghana was just in Philly. So they're still in Philly again, Ghana?
1 second.
Because they were just there. They were buying cheesesteaks. Who?
Kansas City.
Okay, so they're in Kansas. So then
Morocco and Canada, Houston. Paraguay against France in Philadelphia.
Oh, France is back. So when they were there, they literally closed off streets. The fans were insane. The French fans, surrounding the hotel where the team was staying. It was really a lot of like pandemonium with them. So I know, aren't they ranked number 1 for this?
They're not right.
Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com. I want to thank you for listening. This is a 3-minute little podcast. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. I gotta put the AC on. It's too hot here in Chicago. The heat is racist.
Argentina or Spain. These are the top 3 that people can say that because they have the best team. But now it's not it's not like a league or something. Whoever wins go to the other stage.
France has Mbappe. He's doing very well. Didn't he get like 2 or 3?
Yeah, Mbappe is the best one.
He's wonderful. He's not young, too.
Wait, so is England still in?
He's in. Not the other night. Well, in fact, game delivered.
Playing against Mexico. How can you say Mexico and Mexico?
Mexico.
I put money on Mexico. It's a long shot.
Yeah, because I think they are playing above the average terms. I don't know how to say it, but their stadium is at a high, so it makes.
Oh my God, bro.
I've been trying to find this, but maybe I'm not looking hard enough. Are all those online betting things you can bet from your phone taking money that would have gone to places in Vegas?
Well, Vegas has online betting. So Vegas has
the fact that people can sort of bet from their...
Yeah, but I'm sitting right now. I can put a bet, like at my house on MGM.
Making a law because of the online.
Well, yeah, I mean the online betting, MGM Sports and Caesars, have big online presence, station more locally. But I mean, there's lots of competitors if you're talking about FanDuels or DraftKings. And,
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's a lot of competition for the sports betting. I mean, we had the monopoly for sports betting for so long. So it's legal in, 30 some states?
Not all states, though.
No, it's not legal in all states.
Yeah. I thought I saw a commercial from one of those 2 companies that said legal in all 50 states.
That's not the... That might be Calci, but not...
No, I thought it was one of
not Phantom. No, sports betting is not legal in all the states.
Why is that? Just because they just don't want it to be?
Yeah, I mean, do you know that lotteries are illegal in my state? It's in the Constitution. In our state constitution, you cannot have a lottery.
Because they want to protect the gambling industry. That is... Maybe what, did they revise the Constitution? Because was the Constitution in place before?
I don't know when it got put in the Constitution.
For the industry, yeah, it must have been.
I know it's in our Constitution.
That is interesting, thank you. I learn something new every day.
Your cop is that allowed to bet?
Well, we don't have a limitation, but so.
We have dreidels.
It's not there's no prohibition against it. Doesn't even fall under usury.
Which is weird because if people say it's it's haram in Islam, but if I tell you how big the Arab market is for high rollers here, I mean, some of the top players.
It's like communism. Rules for thee, but not for me.
We have Yola back in the room again.
Who's Yola?
She's the one that said Jews don't have the right to exist on Arab lands. She's referring to Israel, of course.
That's hard. I think that's a little harsh. Maybe I'm too liberal, but that seems harsh.
That seems draconian.
She could be right. She could be right. I mean, we might
You
be
should
wrong.
respect the other side of your opinion and accept it. There is nothing wrong with
Did someone translate that? Wait, did someone translate that?
No, I don't see English as my first language.
Okay, no, I just...
No, I don't care. I have a lot. Maybe this is you.
The whole world needs.
Hold on, everyone quiet. I need... It's hard to hear. Let me hear.
Yeah, it's really hard to hear.
The whole
I
world
won't
is
hear
connected
anyone
for
else
Islam
but
very
themselves.
soon.
Yola, what's your position?
No, this is your only perspective, not ours.
I want to hear her position. Hold on. Guys, I want to hear her. I want to hear her position.
Are you talking to me?
She doesn't have a Yola. She doesn't have
Oh, sorry, I was on my...
Yeah, you're the only one who have. Yeah, you're the only one. You should like have everything you want. Like, just watch you. I clap our hands to you. Yeah, this is what you want.
Excuse me? What did she say?
This is what.
I don't
This is
know.
what the movie
Did she gamble too? Did you gamble?
Ruffy kicked out.
Yola, did you gamble on the World Cup too?
I'm not here to.
Who'd you pick, Yola? What team do you want?
I don't really watch football and I don't care about
It's soccer, but okay. But who did you?
Yeah, for me,
It's soccer, but who did you pick? Do you want Egypt to win, or did you want Iran to win?
Egypt, Moroccan, Portuguese, like I don't care. I don't
Yeah. Did they all lose? Or who's still in it? Did you say Egypt's still in it? Morocco's still in it, right?
Jews don't belong in the Arab world. That's what I
Jews don't belong there, really? So can I talk about the Abrahamic Center in Abu Dhabi? Because it's fucking gorgeous. It's so beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful complexes that I've seen in years. It's the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church is... Wait, no, just stop for a sec. The Catholic Church that they built is drop-dead magnificent architecture. The mosque is beautiful, and the synagogue is magnificent, and they're all housed in one facility. It's just fantastic. Everyone... It's great harmony in Abu Dhabi, in the Abrahamic Center, and also all the new synagogues and restaurants, kosher restaurants in Dubai. It's fantastic. I went to the old synagogue in Bahrain. That's fantastic. So I'm not exactly sure what she's talking about. And I've been to Saudi. I just got back from Saudi, of which there's a Jewish community in Saudi. So there's a Christian community in Saudi too. So does she think Christians be in the Arab world as well as Jews?
Talk to me directly. Why did you say she?
I don't.
You know why I'm talking to you.
So I don't know you, but I'm just answering the question that you could have said.
I gave you a chance to talk. I gave you.
So Yolo, is that how I say your name? Yellow or yellow? Yellow or Yolo? Yellow?
Okay, you can call it the way you want.
So yellow. I've spent a lot of time as a Jew in Arab countries, and especially in the UAE, where they are really establishing a beautiful Jewish community and reviving it. I also in Saudi, what they've revived, and in Bahrain, which has been a multi.
You're welcome. You can visit.
I don't visit. They live there. They do business. Great incubator companies and joint ventures.
The country you're visiting, and you can.
Do you respect the United States?
No.
Do you respect the U.S. when you're in the U.S.?
Yes.
Do you respect our laws?
Yeah, of course.
You respect our laws. So why would you think? Loco, do you think we don't?
The rules of the U.S.
Yeah. So why do you think that? Why do you?
Let's listen to what you have to say, Abby.
Can I give me
So, why do you think that I didn't respect the laws of Saudi or the UAE when I was there? Like, what in the world?
If they will mute me,
Yellow,
they should kick me out instead of mute me. I give
Yellow, I don't kick people out like you kick Jews out. I don't do that.
No, Habibti, don't kick anyone.
Yellow.
Don't kick anyone. It's not your land. You don't deserve this land. You can...
I'm hitting everybody. I mean, line them on. It's a fair stage. Let her land fucking plane. Let her speak her nonsense. If it's nonsense, you then debunk it. We're not children here to agonize each other.
Thank you,
You guys want this? You want to go to this?
Okay, Yellow, then go ahead, Yellow.
No, I don't really...
Debunk it.
Go ahead, Yellow, go.
I don't really understand what Rafi is saying.
I want her to provide facts. I want her to provide receipts. She gets to handle the heat. Okay?
You need to explain to us, Yolo. You need to explain to us why you think the Jews... One sec. You need to explain to us why you think the Jews have no right to live there.
No, they can live. They can visit like any other human. They just can live. They can visit. They can appreciate the rules of the country they're visiting.
Okay,
they can be, but they don't.
You want them to be a guest. But can you explain why you want them to be a guest? Why can't
they? They can be a guest. They're always welcome. If they're sticking to the rule and everything, they're welcome. Like any other being else.
But what about Christians? What about Christians?
Even Christians, especially Christians.
Are you okay with Christians in Arab countries? What if they proselytize, Yolo? What if a Christian proselytize? Are you okay with
what does this? Sorry, I don't.
What if a Christian is? What if a Christian?
Stop with the Christian. Just focus on Christ.
No, Yehuda, chill. What if?
Let Abby talk to me.
So you don't.
One question at a time. Don't keep talking.
So you said how you feel about Jews, but they shouldn't be citizens. So what about if Christians live there because they believe it's okay to proselytize?
Okay,
so are you okay with that?
I understand. Can I talk? Oh my god.
But I understand, but you guys are...
Oh my god.
Rafi, you're gonna have to lay down the law again because they're not getting it.
Guys, 1 second, Yoko. 1 second, Yoko. Please, give me a second. Guys, don't pile up on her.
Rafi, are you Italian?
No, I'm Russian. So,
okay, I thought you're Italian. I like your accent,
Thank you.
We're Jews,
I don't really care about any of my background. Do you know there is Jews, Saudi people? Do you know that? And they live. There is Jew.
1 second, Yolo, 1 second. No, Norm.
I'm civilian.
Yo, shut the fuck up and let Rafi talk. 1 second.
Norm, do not antagonize her. Abby, do not antagonize her. Argue like grown-ups. What the fuck is going on with you?
I was trying to.
I know. But I'm just saying, it doesn't sound like it. I'm sorry to say I love you. You know I love you. And what's it called? I tried to... So I want her to speak. Okay, then we're going to decide who's going to rebuttal it. But guys, one person, do not attack everybody at the same time. Do not jump off your mics. I'll say, did you land your plane? I'll ask who's going to rebuttal. This is going to be either Abi or Yahuda in this. Okay, so everybody stay mic'd up. Please. Yolo, did you finish saying that Jews aren't supposed to be in the aeroplanes, right? In your opinion, that's what you wanted to say. As I said, can I let somebody else know?
That's not right. They want to. Is this the thing?
Sorry, to live there. They can visit there, but like not to live there.
No, that's not what I meant.
Okay, so explain yourself.
You can't own land or have sovereignty? Is that what you're trying to say?
That's
I didn't understand what you say. Can you just
You cannot own land.
Is there language?
You cannot own land or
No, they don't want to hear. They just want to hear what's in their head. Yeah, I didn't.
I asked her to repeat herself. She heard her need assistance. I'm telling her to do something. She heard me well. So explain yourself. Yolo, the floor is yours.
Actually, I forgot your question, you know. What's AL he taught? I forgot your question. Can you repeat it? Sorry.
You were speaking to me about the Jews in the land, in the Arab lands.
Yeah.
That's what you were speaking. So what did you say? Because what I heard, I understood Jews can come visit there, but they shouldn't live there.
Okay, can I talk now? It's clear to me now. Okay. I'm talking about my own country. I will start with my own country, then I will tell you the other thing.
What country is that?
I'm from Saudi Arabia. From Saudi Arabia.
From where in Saudi? No,
Who cares? Who cares?
I do because I travel in Saudi. No, it's not. It's very different in different parts. I travel in Saudi a lot. That's why I asked.
Just calm down. Let me just talk about my opinion. Then you can investigate about where am I from exactly, because this is doesn't matter.
Your opinion is gonna tell us from what part you're from.
I can't talk. I came here because my flag is in the title, that's it. So I want to defend my country. We have a Saudi people as like, from my own nationality, we have all the religion. We have Saudi Muslims, Saudi Christians, Saudi Jewish people. All of this we have them. We're not only Muslim, if you think so. We have some workers, like the majority of our workers is a Christian. We believe in all the prophets from God. This is what Quran teach us, and we respect all religions. What I was talking about is Palestine, not about my own country. And as I told you, like my dad's best friend is a Saudi from the south side of Saudi Arabia, very close to Yemen, and he's Jewish Saudi, he's the closest friend of my dad. So we have all the religion you think that we don't accept. No, we do accept them. What I'm talking about, that I don't accept Israel to take Palestine from the Palestinian people. That's my point of view. If you want to attack me, I really don't care.
I don't. May I speak to her? Not about that. So hold on. Let me speak to her about Saudi for a sec.
We're not going to Saudi because we're speaking about Palestine.
But what she said was not true. There's something about. Just hold on, Rafi. There's something she said about Saudi.
Very strong facts that we all know.
I have a question. So I have a question. I have a question about Saudi.
Something else. Yeah, go ahead, girl.
So I have a question. So in my trips to Saudi and being with people, especially people at the U.S. Embassy that are Christian, they're not allowed to have an actual Christian church. They celebrate. I asked them about Christmas. They celebrate Christmas in their homes, but they can't. And at the U.S. Embassy, but they're not allowed to have any Christian church. The Jews. Okay, thank you. And the Jews that I was with, the Chabad that I was with, Riyadh, and in the area of Riyadh, near Diriyah, where they're developing a lot, they're not allowed to have a synagogue, but they have in their homes. They can practice, but they can't have any organized religion other than Islam in Saudi. So can you correct if is that correct or incorrect?
That's 100% true. We don't have any other thing than our Muslim religion places like mosques.
So they have a minion in somebody's private house?
Yes.
There's
We had minions. We had minions. To answer you, let Yola and I talk, please. We had minions.
I'm going to tell you, there's a Syrian Jew running for parliament right now, and Joel thinks his name's Avi Hamra. So the Arab world is definitely changing. There's an Arab politician in Oman, I think it is, or Bahrain. She's very well known. The Tunisians also have a Jewish politician. So it is changing slowly.
But Bahrain, the ambassador from Bahrain was Jewish. They had, Bahrain has had...
Between us, we always have.
Yeah,
Yola, so you can't have an organized religion in Saudi other than Islam. Yes, so thank you. But I do want to say that what you said is true. We were very welcomed.
With the Islamic majority, with 95% Muslims, only 5% that are not Muslim and with Muslim country, and that's how we believe it should be. So we should have some respect. And we have Mecca, and we have the Medina Munawwara. So other Gulf country, other Arab country, they have everything.
Yola, now we can talk about the Palestinian issue and Israel. So I want to quote your foreign minister. Hold on, Yehuda, because this is a subject, Yehuda, chill for a sec. This is a subject I know and I spent a lot of time there. So to quote your foreign minister regarding the Abraham Accords and regarding the recognition and working with Israel, he said it's not if they will go in, but when they will go in. And there is a movement within the government, within the around the Crown Prince, and with people that are serving there now to really move in the direction of more recognition with Israel. And I can put those quotes, if you want, in the chat. I can put the names of the people that said it. Whatever you want for me to give you receipts on those comments. So there's definitely within Saudi a direction of that. There's business. Also, we saw the airspace of Saudi open up for the planes coming from Israel, as well as the Israeli Prime Minister was able to fly through Saudi airspace to get to the UAE. So there is definitely a change within Saudi. And Yola, I want to say that I was very welcome there in all of my trips. And there's also a very rich Jewish history in a part of Saudi, which is an area we believe could be Mount Sinai. There's a religious argument that in fact Mount Sinai is not in the Sinai, but it is in Saudi, in the northern part, not far from Alula.
Yeah, and then
so thank you.
It's exactly.
So thank you, Yola, for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. The only thing we allow for them to use is our space, so they can fly. That's the only thing.
Actually not. There's more, and there's more that happens with respect to security and sharing of intellectual. I know there is.
You always have foggy media, so maybe this is.
Well, Yossi Cohen definitely spent time over there with respect to. I know.
The future will show it to us, and remember.
What's the foggy media?
All Arabia.
They all was like to make it like shady to you and make you.
I'm going to finish with one thing. I also spent time with someone who is your minister of, let's call it media, as a woman, and which, by the way, congratulations on bringing more and more women into the government there.
Prince Rima is a star.
And Prince Rima is amazing. Amazing.
Yeah,
she is fantastic. And I ate at her house in Washington kosher food that she brought in for us.
It's quite halal. It's quite halal.
No, kosher. She brought a kosher caterer in and did food for us.
That is the same.
No, listen to me. Yola, she brought in Betty. She brought in Betty, the caterer, who's a kosher caterer from Philadelphia, to do the food. Yes, the food is the same. But however, Yola,
when I travel anywhere and I don't find halal food, I go to kosher food.
Yola, the woman that I met that runs the media, the Ministry of Media, said that one of the things also, as the Crown Prince has changed the textbooks to take out hatred and anti-Semitism out of the textbooks, there is also a push within the media on what would be the Netflix in Saudi to introduce things about the Jewish culture. She told me they were doing TV series about Einstein and famous Jews and trying to introduce it more into the Saudi culture, and I thought that was interesting as well. Now I'm done. Thank you.
Because I have an American Netflix account, so I don't.
There was a purposeful move by them to change the narrative there.
To be closer to the world, not to change any of our beliefs, just to be closer, like any other country, that should understand the difference between people and appreciate it and respectful. Respect is really good. And that's it.
Thank you, Rafi, for letting me speak to her about this.
Thanks a lot, Rafi.
You realize that if you just respect your non-Muslim guests, It's not called freedom of religion, right?
I respect, I should respect people anyway.
If you
I should respect people anyway.
If you just
You can't teach me about respect. We respect people. We respect people anyway. Like even if they don't believe in any God, I don't care about their background. If they don't hurt me, they don't speak back to me, why should I do anything else? I should act just the same as how they treat me. Or otherwise, I leave them alone.
So, Yolo, I want to go to the palace because you brought up the palace that you're talking that we went to the Saudi Arabia.
It's too complicated. Don't let me into it. I just told you my opinion.
Yeah, I want to stick to the same topic. Like Abby is our Saudi Arabia specialist. Yeah, there's our Palestine expert.
I mean, you should bring a Saudi people to.
Norm is my Israel expert. Yaakov is my American expert. Brenda is my Australia expert, and Asa is my she's my Iran expert on the Iran topic. So
Who's the Iranian one?
Masa. You just spoke to that lady.
Oh, Masa. Hi, Masa. How are you?
She's already.
So we're friends here. Finally,
May I speak to you?
Yeah, we're all friends, but I mean, come on, she's my neighbor.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah. Also, you, Rafi, come on. You sound like you've been to Dubai or something.
Don't worry. All right.
I hope you enjoy it.
A lot of Russians in Dubai. A lot of fun.
They own Dubai, basically.
You made a comment about Palestine and Israel. Okay.
I don't like to put myself into it. Don't make it too complicated to me. I just have my opinion. And I believe in it 100%. I don't want to hear anything.
Amazing. Let me speak to you about something. Okay? So, Saudi Arabia used to be called Arabia, correct?
Arabia.
Yeah.
Arabia Venezuela.
Yeah, sure. So before it was just Arabia because the Saud family didn't.
Before I saw,
So it wasn't, the Rashids were there and the Hashemites, and you beat them. Okay.
And they're still here. They're still existing. They're still very well known family.
I am aware.
Yeah.
My point is Saudi Arabia is a very modern creation. Good for you.
Modern creation would have been here for like 100 years.
Okay, you're very old. The Jewish people have lived uninterrupted in the land of Israel for 3,000 years, actually more, 3,200 verifiably.
Yeah, because their prophet came earlier.
Cool. I didn't ask you, but I'm going to tell you something.
No, I tell you from
the prophet came here, though. That's not wrong.
Yeah, the prophet came earlier. That's the.
No, not that.
No, it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that we were somewhere else and we came later. They came before us.
I'm telling you, in the land of Israel.
Yeah, then the Israeli people become Muslims.
Israel, oh my God, for the love of everything holy, could you zip it and listen? The Jewish people existed in the land of Israel.
I would zip it, but ask me nicely. I'm sorry,
He's speaking to you very nicely, although I don't understand where you got the money.
It's in your voice. I'm not saying.
You're interrupting.
I'm not. We're talking. We're having fun.
But I'm just saying, when you spoke,
I'm like
I told everybody to shut the fuck up so you can speak so nobody interrupts you.
You're Russian, like I know Russian, so I'll expect it. I don't care about you. Who cares?
I'm just saying, I told everybody to shut the fuck up. I want the same respect back to Yehuda that everybody gave you the same respect.
Thank you.
Because again, I
didn't insult him. Come on, don't make me look bad. I didn't insult him.
I'm just saying it confuses me. I like to listen. I'm learning here. You understand? I'm trying to.
Okay, I'll mute myself. Come on, what's your name, Yehuda? Go ahead.
So I get distracted. I have an attention span of a fish. So yeah.
Okay.
Land your plane. So you land your
I just took off. I need a bit of time here. We're approach it.
Got it.
Thank you. All right, so let me take off the Jewish hat. Let me put on the archaeological historical hat. Okay. So, the people of Israel, or the Israelites, by all historians, archaeologists, anthropologists, are actually ancient Canaanites. Between 1500 and 1200 BCE, before the Common Era, that's 2000. That's 3,500 years ago. There was great climatic changes in the region, and the Egyptian Empire, which existed, contracted. It means it went smaller. And in that time frame, the disaffected Canaanites adopted a religion that was the Jahwist, called the Tetragrammaton. Brett, are you comfortable saying the four-letter word of God? Can you say it for us? Because I won't.
I would say.
Okay, so someone...
Please don't, just say Hashem.
The Jahwist, I'll call it the Jahwist cult, developed. This is not a religious conversation. This Jahwist is not the word, anyway. So the point is, this group of people existed. They flourished in the light of the contraction of the Egyptian Empire. Okay? Now, by 1208 BCE, yellow, there was an Egyptian pharaoh, King Menek, named Merneptah, and he invaded many regions around him, and he killed people. And when he came back home, he made a record of his exploits. It was codified in the Merneptah Stela of 1208. Could someone put the Merneptah Stela in the Wikipedia thing in the nest? And in it he said, ironically, that not only did he do a thing, but he extinguished the Israelites, and he put it in stone, ironically. You know the expression to write it in stone, he did. Ironically, he was wrong, because the first mention of the Israelites, the people of Israel, in history was the Egyptian pharaoh saying they destroyed them. Now, he didn't. He got it wrong. A bit of hyperbole, a little bit of poop talking, a bit of Trumpism, and then Trumpisms. And this is the first reference, verifiable, unarguable. There are actually a couple of older references, but let's just stick with the Merneptah Stela. So, what is it? 1800 years before Islam was a twinkle in Muhammad's eye, before the Arabs ever invaded the Middle East, the people of Israel existed, worshiping the one true God in Jerusalem. That's a fact. All archaeological evidence and records demonstrate it. A lot of secular archaeologists argue about the condition of the Jewish people, whether they were cultists of the Tetragrammaton, which is the YHWH group of people. Some people call them the storm god followers of the Midianites in the Sinai and what is northwestern Saudi Arabia and Jordan. But this is the Genesis from my American friends of the Jewish people. So the Jewish people existed in this land since time immemorial. The Arabs had no written language at the time. They lived in Sana'a, not even Riyadh. Your capital was not a place. Okay? Mecca was a trading hub, small one. Yathrib, Medina, was a bigger one. So when I hear a person saying, I'm a Saudi Arabian and Jews have a right to visit, but they have no right to live, I hear someone who does not know history. And why I am more vociferous in my criticism of you is because you possess the knowledge that your ancestors did not. You have a computer, you have a brain, you have fingertips, you can type this. You can literally type, what is the history of the Israelites right now? Grok, ChatGPT, Cloud, anything, and you will find the answer. You've not chosen to, but you have chosen to talk about it quite a lot, which is very, very weird to me. You have the ability to know where do Jews come from. Type it in, find out, you'll learn. The Jewish people come from what is now called the State of Israel. A state recreated after years and years and years of dispossession. The The archaeological evidence in the land of Israel shows every single inscription. Every single one. Not all of them. Not some, not 60. 100% of every stone, every pottery shard that has it in writing on it is written in Hebrew, not Arabic. It's not written in Arabic. There was no Arabic. Arabic wasn't even written. It wasn't even a written language. But the Jews, I'm not done. The Jews, us, we had our language, our religion, our culture, far before anything. So I will say,
because you have your prophet before us.
I will use an Arabic reference. In the age, Zman al-Jahliya, in the age of ignorance, whilst your forefathers and mothers were in the Arabian Peninsula, Jewish people were praising God or Allah.
I would like you to respect when you talk about my father and mother and my ancestors.
I'm not speaking about your. I'm not speaking about your father and mother. I'm sorry.
No. This is the exact way you talk about. Okay, even for you, before your brother, your ancestors was Jahiliyyah.
Yahuda, could you land it so she can kind of...
Let me land it. Yeah. I'll do my best.
Unless you want to talk the whole time, because I would like to sleep. I would like to sleep.
Let me just finish. I'll finish in 1 second. Just
when you're gonna finish, you keep talking.
Let me finish.
I know all this fact you talk about. I know this fact you talk about. I know it.
YOLO, 1 more minute.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
My point is,
so you can rebuttal it.
Yeah, so the people of Israel existed uninterrupted for over 1,000 years before any other people came into the equation. The Babylonians attacked us, the Neo-Assyrians attacked us. We were exiled, we came back. And then, after the Roman expulsion, after 70 AD or CE, Jews were expelled across the world. That's why Rafik is in Russia, not because his ancestors decided to move to a cold wasteland. His family was sent there because that's where Jews were kicked out.
We know facts. We know facts. Skip this. We know it. Yeah, you're talking facts. We know it.
Jews went back to the land of Israel on
God
mass.
take he forbidden the land from you because you didn't.
You're not a Jewish scholar.
Listen, because
you're not a sheikha. You're not a scholar of Judaism.
No, I'm nothing. I'm a normal human being. A normal human being talking to you.
Christ.
How are you Jewish and say Jesus Christ?
And you are mad that Jews purchased their land back. Well, get over it. Because you come from a country. Let me finish. I'm done. You come.
Can I just type? You can keep talking. And I will answer you by typing. What do you think about this?
Listen.
Yehuda, you're not making us look.
We put a clock on it.
30 seconds.
Fine, I want to
30
see.
seconds.
Let's end
You
this.
go 15 minutes and you let him only.
I have a leg.
Yes.
Why anyone else should not speak?
Again,
صح والله صح. Why should not anybody else speak?
Let me have 30 seconds. I'm done.
Plus, I'm hungry. When I see your picture, like I want to.
Okay, YOLO. In 30 seconds, Rafi will ring a bell. Okay. Khalas, okay?
This burrata and tomato is really delicious.
30 seconds is a lot of time. In 30 seconds,
Mir, shut the fuck up or fuck off. Mir, shut the fuck up.
Keep it respectful. Keep it respectful.
So 30 seconds, start me now. The Jewish people went back en masse in the 1880s to purchase our land back from the people who lived on it after it was stolen from us. You are talking from a kingdom that was created by a warlord in Arabia that won and beat out the Rashidis and the Hashemites. You have no business telling Jews where we can live at all. Zero business. You are literally a construct. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Is this the first time you talk to men?
Hold on.
Have you talked to
Do
men
you think
before?
so? Do you think so?
We're not
Sounds like it, yeah.
We're not antagonizing.
That sounds like
We're
them.
better than this. We're better than this.
No, I think it's true. They're not allowed to talk to
Come on
men.
now, YOLO is next. She waited for you to finish, okay? Come on.
Fair enough.
What would you like to say to Yahuda? What you
You're
just
all
mentioned?
let me just say something. You're all brainwashed by the media, and you like it this way. Yeah, you like it this way. You don't want to believe anything else.
No, we question everything. We're critical thinkers.
Hold on.
And right now, I'm talking to you riding my camel, going to the next village. So just keep it easy, because my camel is so slow.
So Yola, do you have a rebuttal for what Yehuda said? Do you have anything?
Yeah, I want to say something. He was talking, لحظة, wait. He was talking about like family names and something happened in the Arabia, as he called it, before it came Saudi Arabia. This is our own business. All other countries have like we have never been colonized by any foreigner country or any foreigner race.
Except the Ottomans.
Just between, expect who?
Except the Ottomans. That's a good point.
Who's that?
The Turks.
The Ottomans.
These are actually Arab and Muslim. So
No, those are Turks. They're a different group. They're Ottoman. It's a different empire. The Ottoman Empire.
No. You mean Uthmaniyin? They were Arab. They colonized Turkey.
I'm talking about the Ottoman Turks.
No. They're Arab. They Arab. They colonized Turkey. They are. They named after Uthman bin Affan, which is
from Mongolia. They're not Arabs.
Wait a second.
Not everyone
Mongolian who?
Not everyone that is Muslim is Arab.
The Ottoman Empire. Hold on.
Okay, so they're who? They're Mongolian?
Let's talk. Mongolian are the original Turkish was Mongolian before any other race came to Turkey.
So the Ottoman Empire controlled Saudi Arabia, right?
Like in America, who's the original people are there?
But you said you were never colonized, but you were.
Yeah, we have never.
The Turks colonized Arabia for hundreds of years.
They colonized the south.
I want to ask you a quick question. I've noticed you have a problem pronunciation with the P.
Yeah, English is not my first language, so you can expect that. You can expect that, otherwise I'll talk to you in Arabic and answer me back. So appreciate I talk another language and I can talk to you. It's not my first language, I have to be fluent about it.
You're amazing in it, whatever, My question is to you. You have a problem pronunciation P. Is there,
yeah, it's not my first language, I don't care. Can you hear care? Even care doesn't sound English. It sounds more Arabic.
I know, but do you guys have a P in your alphabet?
What does that mean? P? We don't have. We have just B. Ba. Ba.
No,
so it's one letter.
That's right. Because when you say people, it sounds like Beppo.
Yeah. I say it like that. Yeah, I say it bubble. So it means people.
So now my next question is.
I can type if you can't hear me. I can type.
No. My next question is Palestine when you guys say it. Because it's pronounced as
No, we call it Palestine. We don't care how you pronounce it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they say Palestine. That's why I always get confused. I'm like, how do you guys not have a letter P, but you didn't?
So we will call it Al-Quds.
Got it.
That's the name of the mosque.
Perfect.
It's in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think
that? No, I forgot all what.
So I have one question. I have one. She's not going to answer you, Yehuda. She's not knowledgeable. But
I will answer.
So do it.
You're so happy that someone from Saudi Arabia joining your room, so you keep asking me.
No one's happy here. We're trying to have a conversation.
I don't know. I hear like a lot of questions. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You told me that you used to be there before Muslims. That's 100% true because your prophet came before us.
We were before Arabs, not just Muslims. Arabs.
Okay, and when your prophet came to your land and he tried to spread his message, and the Yehudi people didn't listen.
Yeah, we did listen. We actually went into the land after Moses died. We established a Jewish kingdom after the judges, and we created a Jewish kingdom for 1,000 years. Yes, you did multiple times.
This is true.
So you want to believe whatever you.
Guys,
His
You want to
history is
believe-
correct.
do not interrupt.
You want to believe whatever you say? Go ahead and believe it.
No, we
You
want to
will
believe the
make
true
me-
history.
Why-
You know,
No, I
we
have-
can believe it. I'll tell you why we can believe it. Because the people of Israel exist in the state of Israel, and they dominate you. So yes, we're happy to believe it. We live in the real world, not you.
Yahuda,
you're not a
before
Jew.
Before your ancestors came and they became Yehudi people, what was they?
We weren't. Our ancestors didn't
he
come
wasn't-
there. We're Jews. We come from the land. You're
You come from-
usurpers that
what?
come from
like,
Arabia.
are you a tree? Are you a tree? Did you pop from the floor?
A tree that I what?
Yeah.
We come from Abraham. You may have heard of him.
Yeah, of course I heard of him. Peace
Yeah,
upon
no,
Ibrahim.
especially
I believe in Ibrahim. He's one of our prophets.
Well,
Yes,
he's
he's
also
one of
a
the
Jew.
prophets you borrowed from us
Yeah.
1,700 years later.
So if you're talking about it in this way, then why Christian people don't say Lebanon is for us and we belong to this land? We have to occupy
They
it.
literally
We have
do.
to be here.
Why
They
doesn't
literally
he say
do
that?
what? They literally do what?
Yeah, Lebanon is a piece of Lebanon. What, you don't know?
Yeah. Do you know that Arab country is okay? Do you know that Arab country is the place where all prophets came from, and there is more prophet than you know about. It's not the only three you're talking
Muhammad
about
is the
right
first
now.
Arab prophet. Muhammad in Islam is the first Arab prophet. What are you
I'm talking about Arab countries right now in these days. All prophets came from this land.
Okay, was Iraq Arab
Okay,
1,000 years ago?
so-
Was Iraq Arab?
so-
Was Syria Arab? Was
I'm
Egypt
talking
Arab? No,
about.
it wasn't.
I just said this time. You don't want to
Okay,
hear
what
me
you're not
properly?
listening. What you're not listening to is that the entire Middle East was invaded by the
For
Arabs
now,
under Omar.
for now, Iraq is called Arab country. Either you
Yes,
like it
because
or
it
not.
was invaded by your
I just
ancestors.
said, okay, it was invaded. Even Spain was invaded. Even like China was invaded.
Of course, because Arab, that's what they do. They invaded. Look,
And
Europe.
what do you
They
guys
invaded
do?
Europe now.
Yeah,
Of course. We know that. That's Islam.
You're right.
That's
Islam.
a shit of a religion.
These people
Okay,
are
now
That's the Islam you want to know. That's the Islam you want
You
to
are
know.
newcomers,
Direct
and you are
attacks.
more than welcome. But this is our fucking region.
This is your fucking. The whole world is your region.
I'm interviewing
Come take
now.
my house. Come take my house.
Baby,
Come take my house.
That's
Come
mine.
take my
I'm going to your
house.
house. I'm
Come take
interviewing
my
you now.
house.
I'm
Why would we
interviewing
want
your house.
I don't know because you think all this world
I'm doing
all
interview
belongs to you.
for the halal home house.
Israel.
No, it's not for you.
Listen,
Okay, I'm muting everybody right now. One mic at a fucking time. Do not fucking directly attack people on the stage. You will directly attack or put you in the audience.
Okay.
I have a question.
Don't mute
Hold on.
me, guys. Don't mute me. If you want me,
I-
if you want me to leave, just tell me. Just tell me. I don't care.
You're not any fucking special. Remember that, YOLO. I muted every single fucking
No, I
person
was
on the
talking.
stage. Nobody over speaks. Yes, because
Yeah,
I was
no,
speaking.
if
and
there's
Then when you mute everyone, just say it right away. Don't just mute us and see.
What she said is correct.
What
Don't just
did she
mute
say?
me like this.
I muted everybody. It's one button.
Then
and
just
it's
say it.
everybody.
When you press
Yeah,
the mute
just say
button,
it.
tell I'm muting everyone. Don't
YOLO, he said it. YOLO, he said it.
he literally said I'm muting everybody.
Oh yeah, here's the thing. Y'all want to be dickish about Rafi doing it? Now you get the fun mod. Because I don't give a fuck about any of you, whether you're in here or not. Do not come into this space and be disrespectful. If Rafi's trying to be polite and pause everybody so that you're not rude, interruptive fucks who act like you don't know how to behave, be a grown person with self-control. It is not that challenging to be a grown-ass adult with self-control and wait, right? It's Rafi's room. It's
Unless
Rafi's
you're
fucking
Muslim.
house. It isn't that challenging. Wait
It's our
until
house,
he's
brother.
done fucking talking to come off mic. It's not that hard.
I just want to clarify. It's our house, bro. It's our home.
Okay, it's mine and yours, but I don't want to be a dick about that. I like to call it yours because it's easier, because then I cannot deal with the shit show that it is sometimes. But my point is, everybody who's a regular in here knows It's a one mic fucking policy. You don't need to sit on mic if you're not actively talking. And if the mods interject to slow everybody down because everybody got a little hyper and is talking over, it means shut the fuck up until they tell you it's your turn again. And it's really simple. We have always had that policy in here. We will always have that policy in here. The entire reason why Rafi has me helping him reset this house over the last couple months is to check the shit show that some of you pull. So it's done. It's over. It's gone. And nobody is so important that you need to be a shit show. There are lots of spaces on this app that allow shit shows. Not here. And if you can't behave for Rafi, who's nice, I'll just be a cunt and throw everybody. And Harry, don't come for me. You know, the only reason I don't have you blocked is courtesy to other people.
Would you like to talk now?
Yeah, you're good, Brent. Yehuda, one second, Brent, read your message. I want to send an invite to somebody and give them the green light on it. What do you think?
Okay, I'm going to do that.
So just wanted to tie it up with a bow here. I mean, YOLO, I think, thinks that we're some of her indentured servants, working for her in Saudi Arabia. I find it pretty annoying. But the point is, she didn't address any of the comments I made. Number one, Jews come from Israel, period. There's a United Kingdom, United Monarchy. All of the archaeological evidence, regardless of what your particular flavor of Judaism is, demonstrates that. And the Arabs who come, where she comes from Sana or Yemen, migrated north and eventually took advantage of a power vacuum between the Romans and the Sasanian Empire. And that's why the region is Arab. The Egyptians were Coptic by then. Before then, they were polytheist Egyptians. I have no problem with it. That's how the world works. People migrate, there are wars and whatnot. However, where her argument falls apart is when she says the Jews have no right to live there, that it's Palestine. She doesn't know what Palestine means. She has no idea that the Philistines were Greeks that invaded Egypt and landed in Gaza. And the reason why it's important is because people like her and her voice is used to subjugate and malign Jewish people and turn us into quote-unquote white colonial oppressor nonsense. There is no difference between Europeans colonizing somewhere versus nations in Africa doing it, or Arabs doing it, or the Chinese doing it. So this attack on humanity, which is probably not meant initially to attack Jews, but it's used to attack Jews. So I don't know where she is. I don't know if you dropped her, but it's ridiculous. Jewish people come from Judea. That's it.
I think we have Mir in the room who claimed that Hitler didn't finish the job, or should have finished the job. Is that? Is he on the stage, Mir? Yeah. MIR, just down there. How are you doing? How are you and your friend Hitler doing? Mira, did you
see that you will mute me or just trying to tackle? I think it's better. I will go ahead and listen for now.
Well, you're on the stage, Mira. So you spoke.
Right.
Yeah, so
again, then you didn't let that lady speak. You see, that was one woman, and you all were with one opinion. She was with other.
Okay, well, she's gone now. How about we give you 2 minutes, and then we'll ring a bell when you're finished. Is that fair, Mir?
It was simple. I was reading about Hitler, why he said that I will leave some of them alive to make the world realize how colonial they can become and how they will destroy the society in future. And that's what is happening. The Israel country is right now attacking almost every other country in their neighborhood.
Wow. So, Amir, you sound like a guy that really supports women's rights. You're really upset the way that Yola got spoken to? Does that really bother you? Only if she's a Muslim. Once. He said, it sounds like you support women's rights. Only if they're Muslims.
Okay. You're scared when someone will not agree with you. That's your problem.
Well, we've allowed you to speak, and we're allowing you to speak, and we don't agree. I haven't noticed everybody is quiet. You've been speaking so far.
I will make my point. Why you are attacking every other country in your neighborhood?
Israel's not attacking every other country, but if you'd like to, they can.
It does. Go ahead and read what the foreign ministry is saying.
Mir, give us a country. Give us the name of a country, and then we'll discuss each one. Give us the name of a country that Israel is attacking, and I will tell you why. Which one first? Yemen?
I know. The reason you reason that the way Hitler
I thought you asked. I thought you asked why.
I don't think he knows the countries, Daniel. He's just making up. I don't think he knows the countries.
I don't think that's much.
No, it's a fair question. Mir, it's a fair question. Just name one country. You said we're attacking so many countries. Just name one country so we can discuss that country. Is that fair?
The one that you're most confused about, or the one that comes up to your mind first. I'll give you a reason why.
It's Narnia. I think they're attacking Narnia.
Narnia, you mean
I thought we had a
Palestine?
peace treaty with Narnia.
You mean Palestine?
Come on, guys.
Guys, I don't get everybody off mic at the same time. You guys, again, then you're
Me, for example, Lebanon.
just complained about. You guys are fucking doing it to me. You guys are like literally retarded.
Okay, Mir, one country, Mir, and so we can discuss that one country.
Syria, Lebanon.
Okay, hold on.
Okay,
Did he say Libya?
No,
Syria.
Shut up for 1 fucking second. He said Syria first country. Let's go with Syria. Is that fair, Mir? Could we start with Syria?
Go ahead.
Okay, but do you know anything about it or no? Or or the people are gonna teach you know something about Syria?
Why are you attacking innocent people in Syria?
Nobody's doing that. We rescued the Druze.
So hold on, Norm, 1 second. The only thing you know is about that Israel is attacking innocent people, nothing else, right? That's the only
Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States, recently in a statement said that I must tell the Prime Minister of Israel that when he's blowing up an entire building for killing one person, he must know that there are other people as well. What about those people? That's the U.S. president's not
amazing. Okay, so okay, guys. You said it. Thank you, Peter. Who would like to go next?
I think Daniel was the one that asked the question, Graffy.
Daniel, you asked the question. Daniel, take over if you would like, or you can pass it on. You choose.
If someone wants to answer, I don't mind. Like that many countries. I don't think that he really knows. I will just give a blanket statement, okay? We're not attacking innocent civilians. In no case. I can tell you that in any war, civilians die, unfortunately. Israel is defending itself. As a general blanket statement, if you want. If you don't want Israel to attack, just behave.
I said it in the beginning. You will justify your attacks. Definitely you're going to.
It's justified.
That was my
basically. I think your problem is that you do not justify Israel's existence, right? And it doesn't matter what we say or do, it will not be justified.
With the existence of Israel and the existence of Jews.
You don't agree with it, right?
Let's ask Mir, how do you feel about throwing acid in the face of women? You seem to be really interested in women's rights, but I really don't think it kind of mirrors up, right? Mir? What happened to the Jews of Pakistan? Where are they?
Jews of Pakistan, what happened?
Yeah, where are they?
What happened to them?
No, you ethnically cleansed them. You ethnically cleansed them and then went to Mumbai, and now you're here talking about, listen, dude, don't you have enough problems in your country? You can't produce a light bulb? You got literacy at what, 50%? Don't you think you need to be worrying about that?
There are so many problems in Asia and...
So you want to talk about Jews? How about this? Literally, Mycroft, listen, dude, no one cares. You look at yourself, look at your community. What are you doing in the world? And then look at Israel. And then shut the fuck up. How's that?
Please remember that when I invited you to speak here because in the chat you wrote that Hitler should have finished the job. That was your starting point. You got to understand.
I'm a monkey. He's talking like
I need the YouTube moderators. To understand the context of this conversation, to re-review it, in case there's any dispute or belief that something inappropriate was said that violates community guideline policy. Go to Chicago News Incorporated or John Kitover News. I am a journalist, putting this within the proper context of journalism. This is an online debate podcast between opposing parties, the Free Palestiners and the Zionists.
And the United Nations had the findings which say how cruel you can be, how many children you have destroyed, how many children in Pakistan. What you say, that's not what we
have that actual. Is Mir from Pakistan?
He doesn't know where he's from.
Okay, I have one question for Mir. Okay, Clint, after me. 1 second. Clint after me. Just one question. Mir, do you genuinely believe what you said in the chat, or did you just say it because you wanted to get under the skin? Do you genuinely believe that Hitler should have finished the job? Genuinely, I'm asking you. No, I'm asking Mir, guys. Just Mir.
No, that was, I said repeatedly, that was just to make you realize how you sound to the people. I know that sounds really bad.
I accept that.
Then why do you say
guys? I accept that.
Why do you accept that? You don't say that without meaning it. I'm sorry to say. Norm, 1 second.
I say lots of things without meaning it, Ralph.
I understand. Kent, you were trying to get it. You go.
Yeah, is he from Pakistan? Mir, are you Pakistani or Bangladeshi?
Mir is an Urdu name. His accent is clear. Mir.
So, I mean, Mir, how do you feel about the fact that your country murdered up to 3 million Hindu civilians in 1971?
I feel really bad about it.
Cool.
So
don't you think that maybe your people are kind of hypocritical?
So first of all, you tell me one thing, Clement, whatever your religion is, whatever your culture, do you have Clement? Okay, Clement, tell me, do you have 1%, 0.001% contribution of your existence, your religion, your values, your culture? Is there any your own contribution, or it's all what you have got because you were born there? If you were born in Pakistan, if you were born in some other country, you will be like that.
So when you're on the defense, then you don't want to be lumped in with a group of people. But when you're on the offense and criticizing Israel, then you use gross generalizations about Israel, and you do the false appeal to authority fallacy, pointing to the corrupt UN as if it's some kind of moral standard. I think life in the world and politics is a little more complicated. I think a lot of bad things have happened in the world, all around the world, and all throughout history, and we can look at Pakistan for hundreds of examples of that, and we can look at the Muslims in South Asia over time, and the 84 million Hindus that they've killed over time throughout history. We can look at the 84 million Hindus that have been genocided by Muslims in South Asia, okay? And your fixation on the actions of Israel, in all of its existence,
explain me that.
In all of its existence, Israel has killed fewer Muslims than Muslims have killed, like in a single year. And you all obsess over it. You all fixate on it. It's not based on any kind of moral standard.
Competition on number of killings.
It is generally accepted that when Muslims invaded South Asia, they killed over 80 million Hindus during the conquest.
He's referring to the Mughal invasions of the subcontinent.
But if you want to get more modern, originally I was referring to the Bangladeshi-Pakistan Civil War in 1971, in which somewhere between 300,000 and 3 million Hindus, civilians in Bangladesh, were murdered by Muslims.
What's rich about it, Klimt, is that Mir, if it wasn't for the Mughal invasion, Mir would be worshipping Vishnu in a Hindu temple right now. But now he comes into Jewish spaces or spaces where people talk about Israel and says Israel is the aggressor. Jews are indigenous to Judea. The word Hebrew, the word Jew, Yehuda, means the land we're from. I'm literally like the Muhammad version of you. We're from the land, and why you come up here and you have the gall and temerity to say Hitler should have done the job. But I'm just saying because I wanted to get under your skin. Oh, translation. I'm a massive piece of poo, and I want to laugh and mock the deaths of 6 million Jews because I have no argument to make.
Can you apologize, Mir? Can you apologize?
apologize, Mir? Can you openly say?
Apologize to the Palestinians.
No, one second.
Apologize to the Palestinians. Can you apologize to those children you have butchered in Palestine?
So this shows if he was guilty or not, but he's apologizing. He's giving you ultimatums and conditions for his apology. He means it.
Wait, I have one question.
You're naive to believe that he didn't mean it.
Maybe it's a step in the right direction.
It's a different, no, there is no right direction. When you come from those regions, you don't come with right directions. You come from Islam. Islam is not the religion of peace. So you know he's not coming from a peaceful way. You knew exactly what he said, and they said it from the beginning. But let's move on. I'm sorry to say.
Wait, I have a question for Beer. Hold on, Beer.
John, go, it's all you.
So, this is just like a very practical sort of logistical question, right? Do you agree that Hamas has tunnels under Gaza before October 7th? Do you agree that there were a large array of tunnels longer than the New York City subway system, longer than the London Tube? Do you agree? Correct?
You agree on something if you're being told something is happening in Japan or some other country which is very far from your country. What you rely on? One second. What you rely on to agree on that? You rely on the findings of the international organization. You rely on the drawings.
I don't lie to you.
You rely on the names of the education sources.
No, we didn't even make it a mass.
I haven't made my point yet.
You didn't let any other country operate there. That's the problem. Whatever is being questionable until not verified by an international organization like you.
I can show you the book today.
Stop. I haven't made a point. Can you just agree? I haven't made a point yet, but you have to agree on this one fact first. You agree that there were tunnels?
I don't have a reason to believe in it or agree with it. I don't have a reason.
Hamas videotaped it themselves. Your co-religionists videotaped it, not Israel. Hamas. They have their own videos of tunnels.
Can I just point out that Hamas controlled Gaza for 18 years before October 7th. There's been 18 years of news stories about the tunnels being dug, including a report about over 600 Palestinian kids who have died over that time digging tunnels for them. Since Mir is obsessed with, the children, apparently only children are involved. Does he have anything to say about the fact that people take more of a fit over children working in sweatshops for Nike than they do about the kids dying digging tunnels for Hamas?
Actually, I'm a bit confused here because on one hand you're saying that children are dying, so you are getting information from Gaza. On the other hand, you don't believe some of the information. So why do you believe the children are dying if there are no journalists there?
Mir, just please try and get here.
Whatever I am seeing is coming from the findings of the UNO, not my personal.
Hold on. This isn't a UN thing. Does Hamas have tunnels? Stop. Does Hamas have tunnels under Gaza that they built for 20 years? That they used to help them infiltrate into Israel and kidnap people. Did they have that? Yes or no? Just agree or not agree on that one fact.
We don't again care what the media says. What do you believe in? Were the tunnels there? No, but he goes back to the media. He's diverting and diverting, right? He's making us sound that's what we heard and shit.
Mir, were there tunnels? This isn't a propaganda thing.
I'll tell you my take on this. The International Criminal Court has that includes Hamas also. Let me put. I'm talking about Hamas.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute you. I'm talking about Hamas. I'm talking about Hamas. Hold on, Dr. Anand. I'll give you a second here. I don't need your answer. I need Mir's answer. So, Mir, we're speaking to you on. John asked you a specific question. Your opinion. The tunnels were there or not. I don't care if Bibi Netanyahu has 5 or 6 fingers. I don't care if the dozen children.
Yes, tunnels were there. Let me agree with you. Yeah, tunnels were there.
Great. That's all we wanted to hear.
Great. Okay, so
there's a backstory.
So there's tunnels all over Gaza. They built them for years. They spent
tons of money building them, tons of concrete and sand and electrical work and air conditioning and all of this stuff to build these tunnels, right? And they built it for 18 years, and they're fortified. They're safe under the tunnels. The people working, they were made to live there for years and years if needed. Okay, don't you think that if Hamas got their children, that they would maybe say, hey guys, why don't you come down for a little bit of time while the bombs go off, just so we can save you guys, and then you can go back up after everything happens, because they have plenty of room. They brought all the hostages down there. It went for miles and miles and miles and miles, all across Gaza, from north into south. And it was, and there were maps, and it was very, very, very detailed.
So I want to say, so Mir,
so do you think the children could have gone down there, their families?
John, let me just say something. Mir, it's the same tunnel that you saw, what's her name, Sinwar, running with his wife in the tunnel where she had a $80,000 handbag, holding an $80,000 handbag.
Okay, right now,
big tunnel.
Are we stooping so low, Rafi? Seriously?
It's not low.
We're going to the banks, we're going to the shopping now.
No, because what's low is you, because you know that they fucked up, but you want to blame the Jew. Your brothers.
Blaming the Jew. First of all, there is a difference between Jews and white colonialists.
Of course, your cousins, the same people that say, I'm Muslim and you're Muslim, were brothers. They didn't give a shit about that Muslim. One Muslim didn't care about a Muslim. How disgusting is that, Mir? Isn't that disgusting?
How disgusting is that? I'll tell you.
That's disgusting. That is disgusting in my eyes.
Was that a question?
One Muslim didn't help. No, I'm saying, in my eyes, one Muslim not helping another Muslim is disgusting in my eyes. It's
so
like a
you are entitled to your opinion. You know, I will tell you, in Indian subcontinent.
So what's your opinion?
I'll tell you, in Indian subcontinent, there are people, millions of people, who still drink cow urine and throw the milk in water. That's their opinion, let them do. Come on.
But Mir, do you think it would have been really nice of Hamas to build, like, I don't know, like a bomb shelter for civilians in Gaza?
At the first place, people were not having
John, when Israel has like the latest, what the fuck? When Israel has the latest planes, that's really exciting. Yeah, hey, what's up, Rafi? What up, my boy? I just want to ask John a question, please, Rafi. So, my baby. So, like, Israel has the latest shit. Like, they have the best forensics. Like, they can distinguish between an animal and a human being. Why do they choose to, bomb indiscriminately?
They don't bomb indiscriminately.
That's retarded. That is absolutely retarded. Are you?
Okay. Can I finish? Okay.
What is the X-ray technology that is?
Okay. Tell me how did? Okay.
What is the X-ray technology?
Why did they bomb that World Kitchen? Why did they bomb Sharia?
No. Let's go back to what you said. You said that the Israelis can see inside buildings and they can see inside.
No, I said they bombed indiscriminately. They bombed indiscriminately. And they have informants.
First of all, that's not true. But also,
plus Israel have informants. Israel have informants inside these buildings. Israel has informants.
Do you want to walk back your retarded?
Wait, hold on. You're being evasive. You're just being around the bush. So Israel has informants.
I'm going back to what you said.
Israel.
What you said.
Israel has informants.
You said that the Israelis can see inside buildings.
Israel has informants. Yes, they have human intelligence. They have human intelligence. That's Palestinians.
Malik, 1 second. Malik, you have 1 minute, and then Clint.
All right. Go.
Malik, you have 1 minute, then Clint can reply.
What I'm trying to say is, there is human intelligence working with Israel. Or Palestinians. They know who's in the building. But Israel says, you know what? It's a retribution. They killed one of us. We got to take many of them. That's how Israel sees it.
When have they said that?
So you're saying 75,000 people?
Provide quotations or citations for.
That's how they do it. Even the Hannibal.
Which Israelis say what you're claiming they said? I want to.
So 75,000.
And what is this human intelligence? You're just waving your hands around.
What's called all these hospitals. Even the hospitals. Everything.
Okay, so Brett, you said that he could talk and then I could respond, and he said
I didn't finish finished, Malik? Have you finished your statement?
I'm saying, is the minute over? Go ahead.
Okay, now shut the fuck up.
Suck my
Yeah, you guys are throwing out buzzwords like emotional intelligence. You don't even know what that means. You're such a fucking grifter, dude.
Here's what Malik would have wanted. Malik would have wanted the IDF to wait like 4 days after October 7th.
Hold on, John, I'll let you speak 1 second. Sorry, I'm interrupting you, bro. Guys, I want to hear fucking direct attacks on anybody. I hear direct attacks. You guys gonna beat the audience. I'm fucking directly attacking each other. Fucking argue with facts.
Okay, Clint.
Okay, if you want to argue with facts, it's not enough to just throw out buzzwords. They have no idea what they might.
So respond to what he said. Respond to what he said, Clint.
Yeah, so I hate to break it to you, but no, the Israelis don't have some science fiction technology where they can see through concrete and know exactly who's in every single building. That's not how war works. Grow the fuck up. Second of all, we're all talking about whether or not the Palestinian civilians should have been let in the tunnels. None of us are talking about why the fuck none of the civilians were allowed to leave Gaza, okay? You had, what, like 10 million Syrian refugees during that civil war? You had 7 million Ukrainian refugees during the war in Ukraine? And no one even talks about the fact that Gazan civilians were allowed to cross into Egypt.
How about cross into Israel? How about cross into Israel? They can cross into Israel.
It's not your turn to talk. It's not your turn to talk. Shut the fuck up. No one's talking about the fact that Egypt is in violation of a treaty that it signed in 1969 to let refugees fleeing conflict into its territory. No one even fucking cares. And as soon as you bring this point up, they all say, oh, well, we don't want to allow ethnic cleansing. Okay, the same fucking people saying that there's a genocide happening will then say, no, you have to stay where the genocide is happening because we don't want ethnic cleansing. Make that fucking make sense. These people are a fucking joke. They're all fucking, they have the IQ of a fucking turtle, okay? They throw out buzzwords. They're like a fucking luxury philosophy bag.
That's your minute. So that's your minute. That's your minute. So Malik, the point that he made about not allowing the Palestinian civilians to go in the tunnels, because if we care about people, right, we would want to protect our people. So why do you think they wouldn't allow them to go into the tunnels, Malik? Malik's on the phone.
It doesn't matter. He just recycles like Reddit.
That's okay. They're all the same. But I would have loved to hear his response to that question.
Can I just point something out to like what this actually is? What's going on here with people like Malik and the guy before him and the girl before him? This is not actual dialogue, okay? This is not actual debate. They're not here to have a conversation. They are here to conduct cognitive warfare, which is to make conversation seem absurd. They say absurd things, and they make you chase after it. They make you take them seriously to make you think that discussion and analysis, trying to find the truth, is itself an absurd thing, okay? They're trying to make the formation of opinions seem impossible. That's what they're doing. They're trying to confuse and demoralize you because they're pussies. They're not actually able to wage physical jihad. So this is the way they do their little pussy jihad, by coming on apps and talking bullshit that they know is bullshit. That's how they are.
I think we all know that, and I think the people in the audience who are confused on the subject of Israel-Palestine will see that as well, especially conversing.
But they should also know like why they're doing what they're doing, why they say the retarded shit that they say.
Exactly, which is what you expressed, so people would hear that. Have you asked the question, has anyone actually given a response to that question as to why they didn't allow people in the tunnels? Has any Muslim given you a response to that?
Well, I always ask why they weren't allowed to just go into Egypt or just go into other third countries like in every single other war in history.
The tunnels are for the fighters. I've heard two things. The funnels are for the tunnels. The tunnels are for the fighters. And also they are grateful for the blood of the martyrs. They congratulate the martyrs and celebrate them. So they want to maximize the number of martyrs. Those are the two answers.
Yeah, we know this.
I mean, the tunnels, at the end of the day, they are military infrastructure. They're built underneath civilian infrastructure, but they were for a military and terroristic purpose. They were never meant for civilian, like, bomb shelters. But the real question is, because it implicates the rest of the world, not just the Palestinians, is why were the civilians not allowed to flee Gaza the way civilians are normally allowed to flee war zones in every other conflict?
The answer they're saying, what they're saying is, do
Gazans wanted to smuggle sugar and cookies for children's birthdays, and they had to build tunnels so they can get them. And that is literally an answer.
No, I think the reason that I've heard.
No, it's not a reason. I'm saying that's what they say.
Yeah, that I've heard them say the reason that they weren't allowed to go into Egypt and flee is because they were scared that Israel would then occupy the territory and we wouldn't allow them to come back. And that's that's what they said.
But that is also absurd because then what? So you stay then where you're supposedly suffering another fucking Holocaust? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, well, there's no sense, and the argument they hold there aren't the same thing, right?
Try to apply that argument to any other actual genocide that happened in history. Say, oh, well, the Jews, they shouldn't have been allowed to flee Europe because then the Nazis would have occupied Europe. We can't have that. Then the Jews would have been ethnically cleansed from Europe if they had fled Europe. So no, they should stay and be slaughtered en masse.
I didn't say it was a good argument. It's the only argument they got.
It's literally the only argument they have. And no one asks it enough. No one asks them enough. And Egypt and the UN and all and the refugee agencies, why did you not push for the civilians to flee the war zone? The war zone in Gaza is not that big. It's the same size as Washington, D.C. That's the size of Gaza. That's it.
There was no
you have 2 million people living there. And you don't let civilians flee? Like, people compare Mosul during the fight against ISIS and how, like, civilians were allowed to flee then. They're not allowed to flee in Gaza. And everyone's in on it. Everyone is complicit.
Where could they have fled to? Basically just silent traps.
Egypt or a third country.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants them. I think that's the issue.
January does. Listen, if Europe could take 10 million or whatever, like South Africans and Syrians, but they wouldn't take Palestinians. Why? Because it's kind of made to look Israel look bad. And there is no genocide. That's the reason. That's why the doors weren't open. Like, no Jew in Auschwitz would be like, yeah, I don't want to leave Auschwitz because there might be a German that steals my home in Leipzig. You'd leave.
Yeah, it's absurd. And also, Brett, what you were saying is the reason that... wait, what was the question you asked again? Sorry.
Like,
why... No, like why they weren't allowed to leave. Sorry, just totally blanked. Fuck.
Yeah, his question was if a train leaves Philadelphia at 2 o'clock at 100 kilometers an hour.
That's not helping.
I can't remember what I asked. Who's next?
Let's get someone really ecumenical like Shuki up.
It'd be nice to have someone intelligent on the other side that can actually debate. Facts. I haven't been there. Yeah. There hasn't been anyone today.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad. We had Mir, who was like still justifying the Hitler thing. Not so good. We had YOLO.
Well, I don't think he was.
No, he asked for someone intelligent, master. You see the thing is, all of them are not very intelligent. That's the problem.
How you want intelligence between people that tell 3% of them are really ignorant. Like, don't you have a shame in your face? Why are you demanding something that it's impossible?
Okay, talking about intelligence. Mir has decided to come back to speak to us.
See, actually the problem is I should not be the person having this debate.
Of course you should.
One second.
Give him 1 minute, Shuki. One minute.
Come on, calm down. So it should be a Palestine. Or anyone from
It should be Qasem Makaz.
Come on. Since you killed them all, there's no one left to talk to you. Come on.
Good. Kill them all.
Your facts will be
Good. Kill them all. Even the baby, when he's 9 months in his mother's belly, should be shot. Should be
Shot immediately.
Is there anyone else in the room apart from me that wants to listen to Mir for at least 30 seconds? Shuki.
No, moderator. What happened to your conscience when you hear I don't know.
What happened to my conscience when I hear that the Falastisi baby is dying? I'm celebrating. I'm opening a bottle of whiskey.
Why do you feel when someone is celebrating?
Because I just heard.
I want everybody to know that within the context of this conversation, I am a news journalist working for Chicago News Incorporated, listening to an online debate. These are not actual threats, and we are listening to a heated conversation and reporting it and pointing it out for news purposes.
I know what they're gonna do
to reality.
That's a Nazi idea. That's a Nazi idea. It's Nazi ideology.